Initially, the Motorola One Fusion Plus was released overseas, but rumor has it that when Google announced the 4A, Motorola decided to bring it home to the good old US of A. So, now that it's an option, should you add it to the list of devices you're shopping? Let's explore what's on offer and see if this is the one for you. Hey, if any of these videos have helped you, if this video helps you, hit us with that thumbs up, hit us with that subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when we upload the latest content. So let's get the hardware out of the way first so we can get to the good stuff. Top of the phone, you'll find a SIM tray which includes expandable storage up to 1 terabyte, a microphone, and a pop-up camera for those selfies. Yes. I found the camera to be solid for today's front facers, though it didn't compensate for blown out portions of a background as well as some others, as you can see here. It's a pretty average front facing camera, so you're gonna get wonderful pics in good light, but your mileage may vary in less than favorable conditions. One thing worth noting with this camera is that it takes a couple seconds or so to pop up. That's important to note because though the camera comes with fall detection, which will retract the camera if it detects that it's fallen out of your hands, the phone could hit the ground before the camera retracts. Right side of the phone, you'll get a power button, volume rocker, and a dedicated Google Assistant button. Bottom of the phone, you get your single mono speaker, USB-C port, another microphone, and that venerable 3.5mm audio jack. Left side of the phone is bare. Front of the phone, you're going to get a large 6.5-inch Full HD Plus display with HDR10. Despite this being an LCD, the color range is great as I look through my list of videos. Watching The Witcher, the colors popped and were brilliant, even though the blacks were a tad high. In the banquet hall scene, Henry Cavill's contacts, those wolf eyes, popped. Moving over to our planet, my pal the turtle looks great, as did his underwater friends. And of course, cartoons look great. Even though there's no front-firing speaker, the sound from all 3 items I watched was loud enough that I never felt like I was struggling to hear dialogue.
Why are you dressed like a sad silk trader? What? I'm awesome! Yeah!
With my dB meter, the sound peaked around 78 decibels. Around the back of the phone, you'll get a massive 5,000 milliamp hour battery, which will charge up quicker with 15-watt turbocharging and a 15-watt charger in the box. We'll get more into that in a minute. Also on the back is a quad camera system. You're gonna get a 64 megapixel quad pixel, open f1.8, 8 megapixel ultra wide, 5 megapixel macro, and a depth sensor. No optical image stabilization, but you do get electronic image stabilization and night mode. So let's get into this camera. As I've stated about most cameras, it'll take lovely photos in daylight and good conditions, as you can see in these photos here. The macro camera will get you good results in good conditions. The wide angle camera will get you good results in good conditions as well. It's in suboptimal conditions where your mileage will vary. Harsher sunlight, indoors lighting, night mode. Here's a picture of my dog park in the dark with night mode on and night mode off. The details are soft, but it does a serviceable job overall. And at my metro stop, same thing. The palm fronds lose some sharpness, as does the tree trunks, but the overall picture, again, is serviceable. The phone's camera didn't fare so well in my extreme grandpa statue test, but that is the tell of the tape for this phone. It's great in optimal conditions. Okay, serviceable in others. What makes this phone a solid device really is the user experience. For $400, you're actually getting a lot of phone for the most part, even if you're gaming. The battery life is outstanding. They've seemingly packed an Energizer Bunny into this thing as I benchmarked the phone at almost 11.5 hours of screen on time with 25 hours of total usage. To say the least, this thing's a beast. And like I stated earlier, with 15-watt charging, you're gonna get that big battery back up to 100% pretty quickly, though with the battery this size, you're still looking at a bit over 2 hours to get to a full charge from close to dead. I ran Call of Duty on the phone and found something interesting. While Call of Duty isn't the most processor-intensive mobile game, I mean, it's among them, it ran with very little to no lag initially. After playing for an hour or more, you will notice some throttling due to heat, then you're gonna experience lag. That's gonna enter the game, but that's still noteworthy considering the phone has only 4 gigabytes of RAM. Yes, only 4 gigabytes. And that speaks to one of the things I love about Motorola phones, the software optimizations. Motorola still has my favorite lock screen with its peak display. It isn't an always-on display, but it comes to life when you tap, raise to wake, or get new notifications. It does this because having a traditional LCD screen, if it was always on, it would actually burn through your battery faster. So you get peak display with lift to wake as well. But then my favorite aspect, and the reason why I think this is one of the best lock screens in the game, the notifications. You can tap on a notification and actually see the content right there. And you can open or dismiss, engage with the notification. Other phones, you're going to go through one more step to see a preview of the notification, but peak display is just so well executed. And then there are the few Motorola functional add-ons like chopping to turn on the flashlight, a twist of the wrist to access the camera, 3-finger screenshot, and some gaming enhancements. Functional UI add-ons with little or no bloatware. That said, the phone ships with Android 10, but unlike previous Motorola One phones, this one is promised only one major OS update, which would be Android 11. Other One phones were guaranteed up to 2 major updates. So, buyer beware if that's important to you. In the final analysis, what the Fusion One Plus does is exactly what its name implies. It takes what Motorola has learned from previous devices and their standout features and fuses them all into one package that is a solid all-around performer for a mid-range phone. Jack of all trades, master of none, but it is solid, dependable, has the stamina to get you through your day and then some, and at $400 won't leave you with buyer's remorse. So while I wouldn't recommend this phone to hardcore gamers, anyone else looking for a mid-range 4G phone may want to add this to their short list of contenders. We don't take it lightly that you spent your time watching with us. We have a lot more information on reviews.org on the website that you can check out that will tell you all about rate plans, different carriers you can purchase this phone on, how much they're charging, all kinds of research and information. Great stuff. I'm Tshaka Armstrong. This has been reviews.org. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments section below. I love engaging with you guys. I'll get to them. And as usual, thank you for watching. We'll catch you on the next video.